Gemini, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Blue Mountains Tarot. This is going to be a general reading for you guys. It's a bonus reading. I just want to say thank you so much, Gemini. I think you probably broke the record on my channel for the most amount of views. The channel is growing and evolving and very quickly. And I had a very, very successful last couple of weeks, but you guys topped it all off. So I just want to say thank you for all of the new subscribers. My name is Alex, for anybody who is new to the channel. You blew everybody out of the water with your views. I really do appreciate that. So thank you, guys. I'm going to give you a bonus reading. Let's just take a look here. These are general readings. Please keep that in mind. Only take messages that resonate. I do offer personal readings via Zoom. If you're interested, you can contact me below in the description box. And again, thank you for hitting the like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you'd like. I think you're the first sign. Like I said, Aquarius, I'm Aquarius. That's why my channel has a little bit more Aquarian videos and energy, but you certainly set the precedence here. Wow. Well, let's take a look at Gemini. What's the energy for Gemini? I think today's April 19th. Okay. I get it. Five of Pentacles. Okay. Got some Pisces energy here. So your Gemini, Ace of Cups. Okay, definitely. I think this is going to be a love reading, probably more so. You're trying to figure out about the feelings, okay? The emotions. What do you feel? What does this person feel? Is this person telling me the truth is kind of what I get. Because you have the Knight of Cups. This is somebody that's coming in to, to tell you or show you or express to you a lot of love. But you've got Two of Pentacles, the Moon, and the Five of Pentacles. To me, this is kind of like, is this too good to be true? Is this person for real? Are they going to leave me out in the cold? Are they trustworthy? Are they keeping secrets? Like you're trying to figure this out. You also end off here with the Ace of Cups. So there is something about maybe your decision is moving in a new direction. Maybe you feel that, if somebody is making you feel that sort of skepticism or trust issues or feeling like you're not getting, you're feeling left out. I want to find out what this Ace of Cups is. This could be a new love that's taking place for some of you. Tell me about this Ace of Cups. What's going on? If it is, it feels like, this shouldn't be the way it should feel in a new situation. It should be loving, exciting, feeling that vibe, that all in kind of feeling. So it's kind of like, this might be, maybe it's too soon to be feeling this. Three of Wands. Okay. One more. If this continues, this is where you're at that Two of Pentacles decision. If this continues like this, then you're definitely going to be seeking something different or new. You're going to maybe move on. Three of Wands. You're going to wait a little while, I think. But you're certainly not going to... Yeah, the High Priestess. It's interesting because... if this person, Gemini, is not sharing with you, if you're the one feeling out in the cold, roles can be reversed, so apply it as it should be for your situation. But if you're not feeling this person is maybe not sharing everything or being very transparent, or they could be keeping things from you, or you feel like, you need a little more, a part of me wonders if when you move on, if you're even going to bother explaining very much or expressing very much. Intuitively, I think that there's an intuition here. You've got the High Priestess who's kind of saying, I don't know what I'm going to... It's like I'm not going to necessarily tell what my plan is, but I am feeling in my gut that I'm probably going to be looking on. I'm maybe moving on to something different. But you may not be sharing that. You may not let this person fully know, and I think it's because you're not really getting a lot from them. Although they do come on pretty strong with the Knight of Cups. But the Knight of Cups, to me, especially with the Moon and the Five of Pentacles, I don't know how much you're taking that as committal. It could just be very impulsive or very excited, or yes, they find you attractive and they have all these feelings. But something tells me that you might be looking for that big Ace of Cups. You're looking for something that's for your highest good, something that's going to treat you with the way you want to be, the way you deserve to be treated. And you could be sort of like, you know, for some of you, you're not, you know, you could be entertaining it for now. You could be sort of hanging on for now. Let me take a look here at what this person feels with this Knight of Cups. Or what's this energy? Whoops, one sec. Queen of Wands, okay. So there could be another person involved here. This person may have somebody else. Let me take a look. Verify the Knight of Cups. Again, maybe that's part of them making a decision. Yeah, there's still possibly somebody here that's lingering around from the past. Doesn't mean that they necessarily want this, excuse me, want this person, but that person could be pursuing them. And that person could be distracting your person. There's a past individual here, Queen of Wands, Six of Cups. Okay, you have the Fool at the bottom of the deck. So, you know, sometimes we can't blame somebody. You don't know when, if an ex is chasing you, it's not necessarily your fault. You can't sometimes brush them off when you're trying to move on. But I feel like somebody here wants to move on. The Fool card, the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, somebody here wants to really move on, but they may have a little bit of whether or not it's their energy volunteering to entertain or somebody else. Let me ask about that. This past person or this other individual that's possibly interfering or following up with Gemini's person. What is their intentions? King of Cups. Yeah, so okay. I do feel that your person here, Gemini, definitely doesn't have the same strong feelings that they had, because I feel like either that's gone down from the King of Cups to this Knight of Cups. This person may have had a lot of love. This person may still be much loved by the ex. So there's something here that's lingering from the past, coming around. Somebody here who might sort of invite themselves into their energy. Does this person, does Gemini's person, what's their feelings towards the past? Okay, nothing wrong if somebody had a lot of love in the past. It's the past. Maybe they had really good intentions. Maybe they intended or thought they were going to settle down. Maybe, you know, we can't blame them for that. What's Gemini's energy towards this past person? Ace of Pentacles. One more. What are they currently feeling? The Nine of Pentacles. So I think this person here is better off on their own. Okay, Nine of Pentacles. Okay, they probably put in a lot of work into the past. They probably had a lot of love there. It's quite, you know, King of Cups. That's maybe why they're still being chased. That's maybe why this person still wants them, because it's like they saw how good Gemini treated them. I feel like there could have been a big opportunity there. They may have tried, you know, maybe to start up again. I think this person is hoping that Gemini might be able to come back, but somebody here is, or not Gemini, sorry, Gemini's person to come back. But your person, Gemini, I think is seeing the benefit or seeing the opportunity in being on their own right now. It's like, I'd rather, you know, be single. I'd rather do my own thing. They are pursuing you here. But again, I want to find out if it could be an outside distraction that's confusing the way they're delivering their energy to you, the way they're presenting themselves Tell me how does Gemini's person feel towards Gemini? Because I can see here where you're struggling. You're not thinking or feeling that this person really wants to have love. It might just be more of a fun or casual situation. Eight of Pentacles, okay. So this person wants to sort of spend some time with you to get to know you. This person, there could be a situation there around, if they are working a lot or being very busy with work. Again, it's like, they could be not having a lot of time for you. Maybe it's their job that has a lot of demands on them. That's why you're feeling in that Five of Pentacles of feeling like, I don't want to beg this person to come around. They're working through, let me see, what do they feel towards Gemini? The Hangman. So there could be this thing where it's like, my hands are tied, Gemini, because I work so much, or we have different work schedules, or I'm studying so much, or I want to put the effort in, but there's something that's keeping this person stuck. And again, you're feeling that, you're picking up on that stuck energy. You're picking up on, well, what is keeping you stuck? Is it this ex? Is it the past? What is it? Tell me a little more. What's their next move or intention towards Gemini? King of Swords, okay. I think that you are going to get some truth here. I think you're going to get a little bit more honesty, and I think that's maybe one of the things with the Two of Pentacles to kind of juggle, or just not juggle, but wait it out, okay? You could be wondering what to do here. Get some clarity, because I feel like the moon is not giving you the clarity that you really need. And I think it involves or needs to have like some kind of communication, a clear mindset of what this person wants. Give me the details, be straight up with me kind of thing. That's what this person, I think, is hoping to, or maybe wants to do that. You can decide whether or not you want to ask that from them or talk to them about that. But there could be legitimate reasons when it comes to the responsibilities in work or study in life that is keeping this person from being able to really give a lot of their time and energy, because something is keeping them held back about how it's like they feel for you, but maybe they haven't had the right time or the right opportunity or the right, they're so busy that they haven't gotten a chance to really get into your mind kind of thing. King of Swords, they haven't really gotten to learn about you. They haven't had a chance to talk with you enough. And I feel like that's where this Five of Pentacles, it's like they don't call you, or you're like, why am I the last resort here? Why am I waiting for the weekend? I do think this person does like to work a lot, or put a lot of energy and effort into something. That could be a lot of things. I remember like back in the day when I was in my early 20s, it was like nothing got in the way of my gym, which was so whatever. It's like nothing got in the way of my work or whatever that would be. And somebody here might sort of be like, I have this amount of work or things or gym or whatever this is before I give any more time to other people. And so I do feel that this person has either the capacity or the ability to be a very loving person. And that's what's kind of confusing you, is because they're coming on kind of strong, but then they're also kind of, giving you a few scraps here to deal with or understand. And so it's kind of like, that's maybe why that their ex or someone from their past is still kind of trying to stay in touch or pursue or chase, or, because they had such, maybe this person treated them so well, or they had a lot of love at one point. So they left the other person, I think. They left the other person for other opportunities. Again, it could be around work. I have to leave because I'm going to take up another job somewhere else. It doesn't necessarily show me that they've moved or traveled, but there's something around opportunities in life that maybe this person said, I slowly, but I do feel there could have been, obviously, they're not together, I don't think, a decline or a lowering of the emotional connection or the emotional intensity or that commitment. What's the healing advice for Gemini in this situation? What's the healing advice for Gemini? I do think you're pretty set in the fact that you know what you're worth here, Gemini, with this particular person. Sometimes it takes feeling, neglected kind of thing, feeling like you're not getting very much to actually realize that you're worth more or that you're worth what you need in a relationship, and that it might make you move on. It might make you start to look and move on. You want something better. You want something of the ultimate, I feel like. Ace of Cups, High Priestess. I mean, you want that spiritual connection. You want like divine, you want that deep connection, that loving connection, that connection that it's like someone that doesn't come by very often, or somebody that's very unique and special in your life for you. It feels like it was kind of sent to you or connected in some level. I don't do the twin flame thing, but you feel that, you want that, you want that special spiritual connection. Healing advice for Gemini. Well, you have the Four of Pentacles with the Eight of Cups. So, you do have to kind of protect your own best interests here. You may feel that some of you are kind of guarding, because there is an energy towards walking away. Eight of Cups. And I feel like if you have to kind of scrimp, why am I saying scrimp? Like skimp on holding things back, or this person it's almost like the lack of transparency, or you feel like they're keeping secrets. It could be bringing that out in you. You could be becoming kind of like less to offer, less to share, kind of guarded energy here. Eight of Cups, walking away. Letting go is the outcome. Any other healing advice for this connection? Gemini and their person. 18 minutes. Wow. Any other healing advice? Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so understand that it is going to take time. It's going to take investment and energy and time into this to see results. So you have to make a decision here, Gemini, that I think you're willing to put in the work. I think maybe this person might be also willing to do that. It's whether or not you guys are meant to be a match. It's whether or not this person either has the time for you or is willing to open up and fully, divulge a little more of a deeper emotional or a deeper understanding, a little more transparency, maybe share some of their insecurities or fears, like open up and be a little bit vulnerable. Understand here that there is something that tells me this person, there is a King of Cups there with the Knight of Cups. There's something that I feel, they have that ability or capacity, or they want to experience love like you do as well. You want this Ace of Cups. Maybe that's what brought you guys together, is like, that's why this person is really showing up with a lot of energy towards you with their love, their feelings, the Knight of Cups. But you're not yet at this place, or you're not feeling, depending on how long you've been together, but you're not necessarily feeling that this is like completely involved. You feel a little bit like, why do I feel like I'm struggling? Why do I feel like I'm left out? Why am I only given the weekends? Why, So Tell me about this King of Cups. I'm just gonna. I want to see what this person's energy around their. What's their What's the energy like that they feel towards commitment, love, deep love, connections? Tell me about that King of Cups. The Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, I think this person really, they want to take care of the person that takes care of them. So the Queen of Pentacles, you've got earth and water, which works really well together. This person may also be, what they do admire or like is somebody who's on the same level of working or financial independence. And so maybe that's something that this person looks at. Maybe it's like, I don't know, let's say it's a lawyer. I know lawyers, and I know it could be a doctor, a lawyer. Some of these people work like 80, 90 hours a week. They commit themselves to their work, which doesn't mean that they don't necessarily want to make time for somebody, but they have to have that compatibility around lifestyle. And I feel this person, what they admire or what they feel would work for them in a loving situation is somebody who can understand the lifestyle, the importance of their responsibilities. Maybe they have a drive, maybe an overdrive or a high drive success type of mentality. They want to, financially or materially or career advance in a way. And so that doesn't, but there's still love attached, and they want to take care of that person who nurtures them. So they do like somebody who can take care of themselves. The Chariot, okay. Yeah, there's like an independence there with this person. Let's see what your Oracle of the Birds mentions here, the message from the birds. Okay, so you've got some stuff to think about, Gemini. I feel like a lot of you aren't going to explain yourselves too much, or if you move on, you're just going to do what's best for you, or you're going to pursue what you want to be doing. Yet I feel like there's a little bit of like, well, if I'm not getting much, I don't owe much, that kind of thing. The pied wagtail, the joy of life and pleasure. A source of joy of life reveals itself to you. Draw from it with ease. Let's see what this says. This is a very popular bird message that comes through my readings all the time. The perky and delicate pied wagtail brings you pure joy. It reminds you to not only exert yourself physically, but to integrate pleasure and joy into your everyday life. With this delicate songbird, light-hearted moments insert themselves into your life. Do as the pied wagtail does. Draw strength from a new, pure source. Sorry, not from a new. Draw strength from a pure source. Embrace the lightness of air. Spread the wings of your soul, and growing beyond yourself, fly into the lightness of being. My contrasting black, white, and gray feathers stand out as a wake-up call for inner peace. With my delicate long stilts, I am constantly tripping around with a bobbing quick step in search of food. Sitting by the water, I remind you to pay attention to your emotional world and to look for mental balance. Some more meanings. Awaken joy, free yourself from the cage of tension. Negative thoughts imprison you. Gifts come into your life. Freshness comes in. Allow yourself to follow your inner trail. And your affirmation, Gemini, my soul being is pure joy, and I'm expressing this in my whole being. So that is your reading, guys. I hope it helps. Feel free to leave a comment. Again, thank you for hitting the like button, share the video, and subscribe if you'd like. Have a great day, Gemini. Thanks again for all your support. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.